Breaking Obama's humiliating secret exposed, media hiding it, by Mark Pervulovic for ChristianNewsAlerts.com. The Obama administration and Hillary Clinton's State Department made a terrible blunder, and they're trying to keep it under wraps. As the current situation in Libya deteriorates into chaos with crime and slavery becoming more rampant than ever, the decision to overthrow former Libyan strongman Muammar Gaddafi remains a strategic and humanitarian blunder on the part of the Obama administration, according to USA Today. It's a far cry from what was promised back in October of 2011 when NATO forces invaded the nation to dispose of Mr. Gaddafi in an effort to encourage revolution throughout the Middle East. Instead, CNN posted footage from Libya which showed young men from sub-Saharan Africa being auctioned off as farm workers in slave markets, underscoring the grim reality in the North African nations. The situation is dire, Mohammed Abdikir, the Director of Operations and Emergencies for International Organization for Migration, said in a statement after returning from Tripoli in April. Some reports are truly horrifying, and the latest reports of slave markets for migrants can be added to a long list of outrages, he said. In 2003, President George W. Bush negotiated an agreement with Mr. Gaddafi where he would remain in power in exchange for turning over his weapons of mass destruction. According to the New York Post, the Libyan leader admitted that his nation had been developing weapons and had henceforth promised to dismantle them and submit to international inspections. Several years later, the Obama administration decided that they would overthrow the Libyan strongman, executing a political operation spearheaded by none other, I would say, Hillary Clinton, who was Secretary of State at the time. Instead of bringing stability to the nation, Libya exploded into chaos and civil war. However, Hillary Clinton spoke of the operation as a great triumph, joking, "We came, we saw, he died." Former Senator James Webb criticized the decision at the time in an appearance on CNN, saying, "If you're going to do that, there's not treaties in place, no Americans at risk. You need to come to Congress to talk about what you want to accomplish." Instead, Mrs. Clinton blew the lid off of a series of tribal engagements. You can't get to the Tripoli airport now, much less Benghazi. The decision to go into Libya the way that the president did without coming to Congress was bad for the precedent of how the president relates to the Congress, he added. Retired Rear Admiral Charles R. Kubik was more vocal in his criticism, writing, "In the national interest, Secretary Clinton's war actually did make a difference. It led to a very real and very tragic humanitarian disaster." As if she cared, right? Her bad judgment and failed policy resulted in the arming of terrorists, months of war, and tens of thousands of casualties. The murder of the American ambassador and the deaths of 3 other brave Americans, continued civil war and the collapse of the Libyan economy, and a failed nation state contributing to a tragic European migrant crisis. Clearly, the Libyan disaster topped Secretary Clinton's legacy of failure, he added. And then she wondered why she didn't win the witch. According to Breitbart, the recent deaths of 4 U.S. Special Forces members in Niger back in October was partially due to the chaotic aftermath of the Obama/Clinton Libya investigation, which destabilized the region and necessitated the deployment of personnel in Niger. As the citizens of Libya suffer because of the blunders of the Obama administration, it's a grim reminder of the type of foreign policy the U.S. could have had if Hillary Clinton had won the presidential election. And mind you, for all this chaos to be taking place, she was funded by George Soros, who wanted to destabilize. That's why she was really compensated monetarily from Soros to destabilize Libya. Believe me, she wouldn't do it unless she was being paid top dollar. And everybody knows that about her. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.